Good afternoon. I want to go through a couple of features about the ScanSnap scanner by Fujitsu, as well as the Adobe 10 standard that also comes loaded with the ScanSnap. If you'll notice, when you install the ScanSnap Manager, you sometimes will have to click on the actual ScanSnap Manager to make it work, even though you've plugged in your ScanSnap scanner. And normally it's going to reside over here in the Windows 8 side, and I have it here close to the front. Now, if you installed your ScanSnap Manager and the icon is way over somewhere else on the screen, if this was it, for instance, you can click and drag and you can move your icon. And that's what I did. I grabbed this from way over where it was at and I drug it over here to my front window tile. Now, once you've plugged in your ScanSnap scanner, you want to click on here, or what I did was I right-clicked on it, and this right now says unpin from taskbar, but before it said pin to taskbar. And what that means is it's going to take this and it's going to leave it here, but it's going to pin it over here to the desktop. So let me go and escape out of here. Let me go to the desktop, and you'll see where it pinned it down here at the bottom of my taskbar. So I can click right here, and you can see it opened up over here. It's now ready to recognize the documents that I want to scan, and it's normally going to drop it in right here on the hidden icon little arrow, show hidden icons. You can click on there, and here it is. Now there's a couple of things about the ScanSnap scanner that you'll want to look at. So I'm going to highlight this, right click, and I'm going to go to the scan button settings. Normally when you first open this window the first time, chances are this is going to be clicked on. Use quick menu. And that's nice because it's kind of a default get you going quickly thing, but you'll see how you may want to uncheck that. And I'll show you why. One nice thing about the ScanSnap is it's a quick scanner. It's pretty user-friendly. The only fault that the scanner has is it's not Twain compliant. That's TWAIN. And I will discuss that in a minute and show you what that would mean. With duplex scan checked on, the ScanSnap will scan both sides of a document with one pass, so that you don't have to go back and scan the front sides and then scan the back sides, or worry about there being a two-sided document within the middle of 100 pages that you somehow overlooked. Now, the one fault that has with the duplex scan is, let's say that a back side of your document might have a mark on it or something. Chances are this scanner will probably pick it up and scan that second side. So it could be a problem or not, but you'll still probably want to check your documents to make sure that any back pages that just have junk on them that don't need to be scanned, you can just get rid of. And I'm talking about even some of the smallest little marks is where it can be a problem. The other option here, I have continue scanning after current scan is finished. Now, the ScanSnap Manager, while it holds about 25 or 30 pages, that's about all it holds at one scanning session. So by checking this on, you're able to put more pages into the scanner. So if you have a 100-page document, you can scan them all in one pass and not have to make 5 or 6 different files with a less number of pages in it. You can put it all in the scanner, and when it runs out of those 25 pages or so, you just load more pages in, and then there's an option to continue scanning, and I'll show that to you here in just a second. So these are some of the features in the scanning button. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this and uncheck it. And I'm going to have some more options here, specifically application. Let me just check that and double check here to make sure. If you click it and you see it's clicked on, you can't go to the application. And this is kind of handy that you want to be able to go here, and I'll show you why. When you unclick it, you can go to the application window, click on there. Application, you have a drop-down menu and you have some choices. And one of them is Adobe Acrobat, which is this Adobe Acrobat 10. I want it to open up there when it's done scanning so that I don't have to finish scanning and then go over here to my folder where I put the job and go find them. I want it to instantly open up my PDF file so I can start working with it. When you're scanning documents, you want to save them somewhere, and I have a document called My Scans that's loaded with PDF files of all sorts. Now you can break down your folders to a large criminal case or civil case or something like that if you wanted to, and you can path it wherever you want to path it. All you have to do is click on Browse, find the folder that you want to use to put documents into, and then when you're done scanning, it will put those documents wherever you've put this path at. So if you have a big document, big job, you may want to put it in one folder, and then when you're done with that, you have a new job coming up. If you choose to, you can put them in another folder, and you can make a lot of different folders. And just to make sure that whichever document you're scanning, make sure that you're putting them in the right folder that you want them to go into. And like I said, this is very handy, like in criminal cases or a big civil case or anything that you have documents that you want to go into a particular folder. And this applies to bank statements or just anything that you want to scan. Just make sure you put the path in here correctly. You have a file name format, and I don't really worry about this. I've just let it set whatever it sets at because I've clicked on Rename File after scanning, and I'll show you how that feature works here in just a second. So I've got the basics set up here. Let's look at the file format. I want to have a PDF file. There's a drop down here. You can do JPEG, but I chose PDF. I want to convert to a searchable PDF, and the language I want to use is English. And you can click First Page, All Pages, and here's an option here for some other options in here. You don't want to set a password, especially if you're a court reporter. You don't want to lock out the PDF files once they've been uploaded to the Court of Appeals. So don't do that. And so I've got it set here the way I want it. My paper, I'm going to use automatic detection. I'm going to use a compression of 3. And I've got everything else ready to go here. So let me click OK. My ScanSnap window closed. If you have a ScanSnap scanner, you notice that if you put pages or you turn the scanner on, you can put your pages in there. The blue light comes on, and if you're hooked up to your USB port, it's ready to go, and all you have to do is press the blue light like I just did. And now I've got some pages coming through. I've got about 4 pages I'm going to scan to show you what you can do with the document. So now it's done with the 4 pages. I have an option here, like I said before. I can continue scanning. I can load more pages in there, or I can finish scanning. I'm going to tell it I'm done scanning. I've got the 4 pages I want. It's going to process the pages for me. And then it's going to prompt me to name it. So I'm going to call it Scan Test 1. And instantly, because I chose application, let's go back here and review real quickly. Scan button settings. The application, I chose Adobe Acrobat. So as soon as it's done scanning, instantly it opens up into Adobe Acrobat, and I can start working with this PDF file. The one thing with Adobe 10 is there's a place to look at page thumbnails, which shows you all the documents in this file. And you can also have bookmarks. Now I haven't put any bookmarks in yet, but that's the one thing I want to do next is I want to put some bookmarks in here because I want to make, I'm just going to bookmark at page 1, page 2, page 3, and page 4, and we'll show you how to do that quickly. Now remember the bookmark is Control B. That's how I remember it, B for bookmark, so I don't have to go and find what the command is. I'm going to put my cursor right here. I'm going to hit Control B, and it's going to drop in another window. I'm going to call it page 1. Enter, and there I am, good to go. Now I'm going to go back over here and go here to page 2. I'm going to put my cursor back up here, do a Control B, page 2, enter. I can jump over here, or I can just scroll down to the next page and I've hit my mouse in there once so that I'm on that page. Control B, page 3. And I'm going to scroll down again over here, page Control B, page 4. Now I've got my bookmarks here marked. I can hit page 1 and it jumps, as you can see, quickly to each page that I've bookmarked. So that's how you bookmark a PDF file with Adobe 10. And here's the other option here is the thumbnails. Now let's look here for a second. Let's say that I put, before I bookmarked it, let's say I'm looking down here and I say, whoops, this is in the wrong place. So I'm going to highlight page 3. I'm going to click, left click, and drag it up. Now you see a blue bar came across there. And now I just switch those pages around. Or I'm thinking, you know what, page 2 needs to be where page 3 is. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to left click, I'm going to drag down. There's the blue bar right below the number 3. And I just rearrange the document. Let's say that I want to add some more documents to this. Let's say I want to insert a page from another file, and up here at the top there's insert page from another file is one of my options. To get that to come up, you'll see a gearbox. If you don't see these over here, look for your gearbox, and you can choose things that you want to come over here to the quick tools area to show, which is this area right here. So at one point I told it I wanted to insert from a file, so I clicked on it and this arrow was highlighted. If I wanted to take this back over here, I would click here and I would click it here and move it back over, and then it left out of here, and it will leave out of here if I close it out. But I clicked here at one point and I moved it over to the quick menu. Let's take it back and show you what happens when I click OK. You see here it disappeared. Go to my settings gearbox, go to pages, insert from another file, and I want to move it across. And here it is. When I click OK, I want you to watch right up here. Ready? Go. It dropped it in. So if I want to insert another document or pages or whatever, a file, I can go and look in the directory where they are. Here's a scan test right here. Let's just grab that one. That's another page like what I'm showing you here, but that's going to work. I'm going to hit select. Now, here's a nice feature. Let's say, for instance, you wanted to put it in the middle of somewhere. You could tell it, put it after page 3 of 4. Put it at the very end of the document, like your certificate page for your court search if you want to do that for your exhibits. Or let's say you want to merge in your front pages that have been PDF'd from your court reporting software. You can click first. And if that file you're merging in was the first 2 pages or the appearance and style and that kind of stuff, you click on first and hit enter. I'm going to hit page. I'm going to hit last. It's going to locate after the last page. I'm going to click OK. Now, instead of having 4 pages, we now have 5. Now, I don't have that one bookmarked yet, so I can go over here and go to my bookmarks, I don't see it there because I haven't put it in yet. Here's the last page of the document. So I'm going to click right here, Control B, page 5. Now you see here it put it up here for some reason. Let's just drag it down and move it to the bottom. Let's do this again. There we go. Sometimes you have to drag it a couple of times to get it in the right place. But now we've got page 3, page 1, etc. Here's page 5 at the very end of the document. So I've merged in another page here. The important thing at this point is when you escape, you're going to be prompted, or you're going to hit File and Save. It's important that you save this document. So I click on Save. Now my scan test 1 is saved and I am good to go. I hope that helps give you some insight on how this works. The one last thing I want to show you, I mentioned about the Twain compliant feature. Adobe Acrobat has a feature here to be able to create a document from a scanner. And if I work my way over here, I can scan, say, black and white. But when I click there, it's going to say my scan driver is not installed or scanner is not connected. What that is also saying is that the ScanSnap is not a Twain compliant scanner. So you have to always go through the ScanSnap manager, get your settings the way you want them, and then it will read it and you can have it open up instantly. If this was a correct scanner that was Twain compliant, you could go to create, and let's see here, I found it a while ago. Have to find the settings again. Now I forgot where I put the settings. Create from scanner. Oh, here we go. And then configure presets. If you have a Twain compliant scanner that's hooked up, you should be able to click on this right here, the drop down window, and it would show. If this was a Twain compliant scanner, TWAIN, that ScanSnap would have shown right here. My HP scanner, I believe, has the Twain capability, so I could use my HP and it would probably show up right here. And in that case, I would not have to use the ScanSnap manager. I would just use the HP and I would just use this program here because I would have chosen the scanner that this would work with. So other than that, it's not that big a deal, because once you've launched your ScanSnap and got it running in the background, and you load your pages in, you scan your pages, and then you're done, then it opens it up right into Adobe Acrobat. So it's really not that much of a big deal for me. Hope that helps give you some insight, and with that I will close this session. Thank you.